great way to segue into the next segment here,
Mm-hmm.
which is dealing with trust
Mhm.
and boundaries in family. Now,
Mm.
everybody's like, we all family here, but y'all got not saying y'all, but like secrets still exist in families,
Yeah.
right? So
Mhm.
saying that we all family here, okay, well then why don't you be the first one to talk about your closet space?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's like trust still is earned. Respect you give, right? I'm gonna
Yes.
respect, right? But trust is earned.
Mm-hmm.
And um it's not just given because we in a family and there's history, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that history may not be good.
Right.
Mhm.
So how do you know when family trust has been broken? And what and what does rebuilding look like, if any, right? Consider I'm going to come from this perspective because a lot of times men often carry silent roles in that, how, um, like, prime example, my brother and I,
Mm-hmm.
my brother more so, comes off as a protector, provider type of role, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then within the
Mhm.
family of how he tries to do the different things. So it's like, when do you
Mm-hmm.
know when family trust has been broken, and what does rebuilding look like?
That's a good one.
Take your
You
time.
want to go first? Or you want me to go first? What is
I
it?
would
Take
like to go first on this one.
Yeah, take your
Okay.
time. Yeah.
And I would have to say, for me, boundaries, as far as trust and boundaries, were broken when growing up. I was real
Mm.
close with a few cousins where we always was around, where it was kind of one-sided, where I always went out to their house. They couldn't stay at my house. And it was kind of like at that time, I felt like I was like the black sheep of the cousin family, because it was always, I was good enough to come stay at your house, but it was like, no, you were good enough where I can come to your house, but you couldn't come stay at my house. I only could see you at grandma's house or at a relative's house, or if I came and spent the night at your house. We were real close, but then it was kind of more so I got judged.
Mm.
I got judged because I had a child at 16, but I still had who I was as a woman. At that time, as a child, my mom raised me and my grandma raised me very well. But it was kind of more so I got singled out as if I was in a whole little black world by myself, a little
Mm.
black ball or something, because I had a child. And I was actually with a drug dealer. Okay, that doesn't mean I'm not who I am. That don't mean I'm not family, because yeah, I made wrong decisions at that time, but who were you to judge who I am because I had a child?
Mm.
So you change the trust, you change the boundaries as far as how close connected I was as a cousin. Because back in the days, it was kind of like everybody was happy to be around each other. We
Mm.
were all, oh, Nikki here, oh, Jamar's here, oh, we were all just happy to see each other. And then when we got older, it was kind of said, okay, you was kept from being able to go, or they couldn't come over our house because you had a child.
Mm.
You was with a drug dealer. That shouldn't have been that way, because you putting boundaries on how a family's supposed to be connected. Like, we're cousins. What was I supposed to go, and she was gonna get pregnant coming to my house?
Mm.
From my understanding, with having sex before me. So it just happened a little different. My little first time I got pregnant one time. But it just, the trust just fell for me. I mean, I tried plenty of times, even as I got older, to try to like have little, oh, y'all can come over my house. I'm cooking, having a barbecue. They came out, everybody came out that was, able to come out. But then it was kind of more so you come in town, or however, I'm not singling nobody out. It's just my experience. So I'm not singling anyone out, but it's just still the fact of I felt if I'm reaching out to you,
Mm,
that's because I still had that genuine love for you because we did have some good times together and you're my family. But when you get that, they come to town and you don't get a call, you don't get a text or none of that type of stuff, that kind of make you feel like, well, dang, why am I still trying to connect
mm,
when the
yeah,
door ain't open on both
yeah.
sides? Like one of my cousins lost their job. I instantly sent a text. God got you. You know that. That's what grandma, we was brought up with grandma with that, with church, you know. So that was instantly. They replied, thank you. I don't get those text messages like I send out. I
Mm,
don't get none of that, you know. And it's like, yeah, we lost our mom. And that's something to really deal with that we deal with on a daily. You know, we have our ups, we have our downs, and it's kind of like, dang, I don't hear from nobody like that. I don't hear from them people like that. I don't get no type of nothing. Even if you come in town, say, hey, I'm coming to town. Just want to say, hey, it just I don't get that. So I don't have that trust anymore for when it comes to that. I have my circle at home as far as with my kids. I have a best friend that have that trust and boundary with where we don't have no boundaries because it's whatever. Me and my sister, we've gotten closer and that's basically what it is as far as trust. I don't really have that with when it comes to family no more.
mm,
I don't. I mean, the
mm,
ones that I still reach out to and I have that connection with, you know, like when we was at the wedding, how we had a ball. We had a ball, you know, and it was that feeling like we never not even was distant from each other because
mhm,
we live in different states or whatever. It just went like, you know how carry on, you know, like we just carried on into the next phase. But I don't have that feeling with everybody.
mm,
I could
mhm,
literally sit in a room with some cousins, some friends, some associates, and I can just sit there, hey, and that's it. But others I can really have a conversation with. So yeah, my trust for certain things is not there.
mm. Kim, you was gonna say something.
So if I may piggyback off of that,
Come on, we playing piggyback. I'm an outfielder.
that particular that particular topic,
Uh-huh.
um, I want to say that specific scenario was one of probably a few
Mm,
that broke family trust.
mhm.
And it may not be that way for everybody because it didn't affect them directly.
I see what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
for the people that it affected directly for them, that was a trust. You know, the family's trust was broken because that spoke volumes. Especially as parents, you understand it's like two parts. You understand as a parent what you're trying to do, but then on the other hand, you're sending a mixed message. So what I mean by that is, okay, you have your niece who so happened to be teen pregnancy. That to me was a time when family was supposed to draw together, not apart. That was not a time for a division to be made. Now, I'm not saying you're not supposed to communicate with your teenage child because you should. There should have been communication there. But if you've already had that open door communication with your child about teen pregnancy and the do's and the don'ts, I don't think that should have been something that you used as and you may have done it unknowingly because I don't think this conversation was ever had with that particular person. Um, but you may not have did it per se to hurt your niece or to hurt that person. You did it to protect your child, but at the same time, you kind of you hurt an individual and
Mm,
you kind of brought separation. You
mm,
not
mm,
kind of you brought separation, and then that separation came where now you have us looking like, okay, you think you're better than us. You know, that type of it just opened the door for so many things. It
mm,
opened the door for the
mhm,
enemy to come in and just sabotage
Mhm.
everything and plant seeds.
The
That
na-
door
yeah,
opened and a lot of stuff manifested from that.
the narrative
Um,
of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, and so that's the sad part about it. So the thing is now,
Mhm.
how do you mend it? Again, it goes back to the individuals wanting to be able to mend it, because you'll
Mm,
see people try. You will, and I'll give an
Mhm.
example for like when we had the surprise party. You saw people try. They did try. You have to give people an E for effort. They did try. So to me, that was like,
Mhm.
okay, people are trying. They're trying to build this back up. Let's do
Mhm.
this, family. Come on, let's do this. And it
Mhm.
worked for that particular time, and
Mhm.
then it separated it again.
mm,
So it's
Mhm.
still something there that's not clicking. It's something there that's not clicking. What is it? What
yeah.
is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
What is it? Because you see it, and I mean, I personally have had, again, by me being the oldest, I felt the pressure because I felt like I had to be the one to lead by example. Um,
Mhm.
Everybody's family dynamics was different.
Mm,
Mhm.
All of the younger cousins, they were brought up in a two-parent household. So you had your mom and dad. Even if the
Mhm.
situation may have been good or bad, we don't know. We're kids at the time. We
Mhm.
don't know. We just know that everybody has a home with a mom and a dad in it, and we don't.
mm,
Mhm.
We have a single mother raising us. We have a single mother going out to work, doing this and doing, everything she can to provide for two teenage children.
mm,
So
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
it looks different for us than it may have done for you. Not saying that everybody's household was hunky dory, because it may not have been.
Come on.
And we didn't find
Right.
out a lot of that stuff until later on when we got together as adults and started talking. It's like, what? That
Mhm.
happened to you?
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't
Right.
believe you couldn't believe it.
Exactly.
But you see the division, and generational curses, they happen. So we look at grandma, who was born, I mean, who was a single mother raising four daughters, did the best she could. She did real good.
Mhm.
So then you still have that. You have one. I mean, it just depends on what people want now and how bad
Mm,
they want it,
Mhm.
and how do we bring it back together.
oh,
Right.
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
would say, to me, honestly, I think that outside of after today, there needs to be maybe a family Zoom where everybody can
Ooh.
get on. I mean, it may get hot, and everybody get on, and because it needs to be exposed, it has to be said. You can't expect for people to fix something if they don't know what they're fixing.
Come on.
I
Come
may not
on.
have
Yeah.
think that I did you wrong if you don't tell me.
Come on.
Right.
You said something right there, and that's it. For those of you all who, yes, we're talking about specific dynamics within our own family, but the principle is there. If I can tell that some of these principles are speaking to you, right? Put in the comments,
Mhm.
Mhm.
DM us in the comments, DM us locker room, LCKERROOM, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, because it's like that. Everybody family ain't that different.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Everybody family ain't
You
that
Ain't no
hear it a
different.
lot.
perfect family.
Everybody family
You hear it a lot.
is not that different, right? You know,
Mhm.
but right there, it's the bringing the awareness, right? Not the
Hmm.
assumption,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Because a lot of people are really good at justifying their actions to protect themselves and to make themselves
Exactly.
look good. I just
Right.
had to call somebody out in my friend group about something they were doing, and
Mhm.
I'm very direct, and I told them, I said, look, it's like you thought that they posted something in our group friend chat around personal information that they thought would make them look cool and have the in and out about
Mhm.
information is not
Hmm.
shared. And so instead of me dealing with it in the group chat, I went to a private chat with him. I said,
Right.
why are you doing that? He said, oh, well, it's like, no, 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 you're being malicious. And this is why, because
Mhm.
you thought that by
Yeah.
posting it there, it made you look cool. It made you look like
Mhm.
you were in the know of stuff. And you were
Right.
actually trying to get back at me because I told you about yourself. You didn't like it.
Mhm.
And,
Mm.
Yeah.
and you're like, well, no, no. They're like, well, I was just, I thought it was mutually friends. Again, you're assuming. So therefore, you're
Mm-hmm.
operating in a
Yeah.
sense of entitlement, which is low key
Mm-hmm.
arrogance, thinking that you had the in and out to determine what was appropriate for me without
Right.
asking me if I was okay with you sharing certain information that you think was accurate, which even though you were not accurate, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that type of situation happens. You people may have had that all the time, but I had to bring it in awareness objectively, not from my emotional standpoint, not from the lens that you did this. Like, no, no, no. Removed my emotion. I was fine. But I pointed out this
Mm-hmm.
is what you did,
Mm-hmm.
this is how you did it, this is why you did it. Now, why are you trying to cover it up like you didn't do it? Right. So
Right.
it's
Mm-hmm.
not about telling somebody, oh, you were wrong for this and you were wrong for that.
Right.
This is what happened objectively.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it impacted me objectively. Here's an opportunity for you to see it in a way that you may not have seen it. Now, what are you
Right.
going to do with that information? And everybody that is watching this right now, you can take those four principles and take that and go in. And it may not be a comfortable conversation, but conversations don't always have
Mm-hmm.
to be
Mm-hmm.
nice and pretty. They need to be
Exactly.
had.
Yeah.
Conversations
Yes.
need to be had. You can't face something if you're always running away from it or turning your back to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a call out is the best way to come up,
That's true.
Yeah. That's
right?
true.
And so what you said there, Kim, is like that. You're right. People be clutching their imaginary pearls, talking about my God,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna be. I'm like, before we go, let me get my popcorn because I'm definitely gonna be the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And people are
y'all.
not going to be receptive to it, but I mean, if you want the family to grow,
Mm,
if you wanted to get back to where it was,
Mm-hmm.
um, you have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to make a change. It's sad that we have our second generation of kids who have cousins out there that they don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that can be dangerous
Yeah, very.
because if they don't know them and they meet them on the street and something happens.
Mm-hmm. Dating
I've
them,
had
start
that
dating
happen on
and
my
stuff.
dad's side.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know that that person was their relative. They got together, had a child. You you should want your family to know, because at the end of the day, to me, your family is important, and that's going to be who that should be who's around to support you. Now
mm,
there are instances where you will, like you said early on, that we have friends that have became family, and you will find that some of those people will support you bigger than your own family will.
Yeah.
um, but I just think that if we give people an opportunity, if we give them a chance to let them know, this is what I've been dealing with.
come on.
This
Mm-hmm.
is what um happened, and this is how it's affected me, and how do we push past this? Because I can't fix something that I don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right.
And for those you all who feel like that is like a dead end road, understandably, there are other options too, right? You can get counseling,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
right? Even if
Yeah.
they
Yep.
don't go, you can go for yourself, right? And even though
Mm-hmm.
we're
Yep.
talking about real life situations here, this is all for entertainment purposes too. We're not trying to give you advice.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
We are not qualified to give
Right.
you
Hmm.
professional advice. You guys are we coming at me in the comments? Don't you do it. But you can definitely go seek counseling. You can go talk to a therapist,
Hmm.
group sessions and
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. Journal. You can journal,
Yep.
and you can find meditation practices to where you're focusing on something and you
Yep.
whatever it is for you. It's like because everybody's different. But breathing
Mm-hmm.
techniques help too,
Hmm.
especially when you're trying to focus through and get through something that might have a traumatic response and your somatic responses in the body is coming up in anxiety or different things like that. You do those breathing
Mm-hmm.
exercises.
Hmm.
And the thing is, when the noise starts, sometimes you need to just not like trying to shut things out. I'm not trying to tell you to be confused, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, everything has a sound for a reason. That's how you recognize it.
Right.
You know when
Hmm.
Yeah.
somebody's at your door because they ring the doorbell. You
Mm-hmm.
know when
Yeah.
somebody's at the door because they knock, or you get that
Mm-hmm.
buzz because your phone is ringing. So everything has a sound for a reason. And if you're always avoiding the sounds, you will never be able to identify what's going on.
Right.
So
That's
maybe you
that's
might
it.
not know how to decipher the different
Mm-hmm.
sounds, And that's why we say, get the people who can help you, the counselors, the
Hmm.
therapists,
Mm-hmm.
Most
people
definitely.
that you trust that will help you and that will support you through, walk you through, and be there with
Mm-hmm.
you so that you can
Exactly.
gain that. But
Hmm.
don't ignore it. It's not going to go
Yeah.
Yeah.
away. You can't
No.
Nope.
you can't eat it away. You can't sleep it away. You
Mm-mm.
can't drink it away. You can't fight it away. You can't gym it away. Right?
Right.
It ain't going away. What you will
Exactly.
That's
do
right.
is if you don't address it, you're gonna pass it away, pass it down.
Handle yourself
Hmm.
with it.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
And there is absolutely nothing wrong with going to seek counseling.
come
I
on.
personally just went through a really bad divorce, so I did counseling right after. I heard, I'm gonna tie stuff spiritually in, so y'all forgive me for those of you who don't know me. I'm sitting on my couch one day and I heard the Holy Spirit say, "Go get you some counseling." And I'm looking at him like, "I don't need no counseling. I'm good." No, go get you some counseling. And those 6 weeks of sitting there, because the myth
Mm-hmm.
is if you go see a counselor, you're crazy. There's something wrong with you. No, no, it's
Mm-hmm.
not.
Or
I
don't
felt
take the
good that because
medicine.
I'm the one that, yeah, I'm the one that people would always come to for advice or come to dump off of, but I had nobody to dump off of.
Come
So
on.
I went and I did that counseling. I had, I think, 6 to 8 weeks worth of counseling sessions, and I'm glad that I did it. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to encourage anybody that's out there, if you're thinking about it, go and get it done because
Absolutely.
you'll see the big difference. It's a big
Yes.
difference.
Yeah.
And they
I agree
do.
with you on that.
Go ahead, Miss Mika. Go ahead.
I agree with you on that because I've also myself had counseling. I actually had started out with grief counseling when my husband passed, and then it piggybacked into just personal counseling because sometimes when you don't have someone that you feel like you got so much pressure on your shoulders, and it's like, I'm doing so
Mm.
much. Where's my help? Yeah, I
Come
know my
on.
help come from God, but
Mhm.
where's my help right here, like in face to face type of thing. So yeah, it helped. It helps a lot. So by my experience of being in counseling, I actually a lot of people are like, "You're so strong." Yeah, I'm strong, but it helps. Literally, it wasn't. I didn't take no medicine. I didn't need no sleeping medicine. None of that. It didn't make me crazy. It just felt good to be able to open up and just let it all out to somebody, and they not judge you because they don't know nothing about you.
Nah, as I say, judgment free.
Mm-hmm. And that's good too. And for
Yeah.
those of you all who's like, well, there is faith-based counseling as well, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's that too. So it's like, I also have gone to counseling too, and I've had mentors that I would talk
Hmm.
to for that, and they would help with that. And then I had one of my mentors say, "Hey, um, we recommend that you probably go and see this group here because there's such a
Hmm.
familiarity between us that it
Right.
might be detrimental for you to come to us in this season because of how
Exactly.
familiar things
Hmm.
are." And that was one of the best things that they could have said, because it's like people want to be like, you can come to me. I
Hmm.
appreciate your willingness to be there, support me by saying, "Hey, I can't help you with this.
Right.
This is beyond me. I don't have the capacity." But
Exactly.
if you go, then I will support you through that
Yeah.
process in whatever way I can.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
and so it's like, you guys, there's nothing wrong with talking with somebody about that and making sure that whoever it is that you're talking to is number one qualified, and they have
Exactly.
built in a
Yes.
way for you to fire them, right? Because you don't want to be perpetually going to a counselor because
Yeah.
they not helping you, right?
Exactly.
That the
Getting
counselor,
paid
Right.
for nothing.
right? The counselor's job and the therapist, if you're a counselor and therapist, listen, their position is to equip you. Come on, their position is to equip you with the tools and the resources
Yes.
so that
Exactly.
you get better, not so that you
Yes.
stay
Yeah.
I don't want to say addicted, that you stay in the cycle, right? This isn't
Exactly.
like the industry of pharmacy where they want to constantly keep you dealing with symptoms and never healing you.
Medicated.
Hmm.
Right. No, the counselor and the therapist, their functionality is to equip you so that you can go out and improve so that you don't need them anymore.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So if you've been going into therapy sessions for years, I'm not saying that they're not doing a good job. I'm saying consider, right?
Reevaluate.
Yeah.
Right. And if you Come on, come at me in the comments. That's why we got them, right? I want you to go ahead, put it in the comment. I will read them, we'll address them, we'll do that. And that brings us into a wonderful, wonderful segue.